Good.
Yeah, no, you gotta love and hate Zoom.
So, hello. Good morning to everybody. I have the tremendous honor to have Carlos Siqueira with us today.
Yeah.
And to be honest, reading your biography, I'm feeling intimidated. So Carlos is an ambassador, inspirational speaker, social media influencer, and business acceleration strategist, known internationally as the mentor of the highest paid coaches, consultants, experts, and speakers in the world. So Carlos, tell us a little about you. Where do you live? What do you do? What is your passion?
Oh man, it's such an honor to be here. First of all, I want to thank every single one of you guys for being here. And I'm very passionate when it comes to empowering women, because I was raised by women. And I have massive respect. So I want to give a real shout for every woman right now that is at home, that's raising their kids, that's raising their children, that's working, that maybe, you had a piece of shit ex-husband that abandoned you and didn't show up there, that, abused you. But guess what? You know what I mean? One thing that I always say, ladies and gentlemen, is that because, see, here's the thing. My father died in a car explosion. And instead of me telling you guys what I do, I see, don't tell people what you do. You got to show people how you do it. Because a long time ago, I wasn't this person. But I have so much love for women that I want you to feel it. I want you guys to feel it. The amount of love that I have. I want you guys to feel it. You know what I mean? I want you guys to pat yourself in the back because you know how to act. And here's what's happening. Long time ago, it wasn't love. A long time ago, my father died in a car explosion and I was just a baby. And then if you think it couldn't get any worse, my mother and I will suffer for years after that. Then my stepfather was murdered.
I know.
And if you don't think it could get any worse, I was abused, mentally and tormented and physically. And if you didn't think it could get any worse, I didn't want it to be here anymore on this planet. But thank God a woman spoke life into me. Thank God a woman, my mother, my grandma, my wife, my daughter, all these women, every time that the shit hits the fan, you see, it's the greatest gift that I learned from my grandmother. And it's the ability to see greatness in other people and speak into existence. So that when shit hits the fan like right now, you can wake up in the morning, you say, thank you, God, today's my day. I'm not going to wake up with determination. I'm going to sleep with satisfaction. Say it again because I'm about to take massive action. Say it again, brother Carlos. I'm not going to wake up with determination. I'm going to sleep with satisfaction because right now we're going to talk about how to dominate the decade and take massive action. You feel me? It's another level because somebody else's piece of shit and somebody else's opinion doesn't define my mother, my grandmother, and myself. Somebody else's opinion doesn't make who you are going to become.
So can I say that what really motivates you to wake up in the morning is every single woman in your life?
Hell yeah, you know what I mean? It's all of those women, my friend, and all the children of the world. I made a lot of promises to my friends that are no longer here. I had to sell bread when I was a little kid, 7 years old, to help my mom, so that we could pay for the bills and survive. People sometimes they complain they don't have meat or whatever they don't have right now because the supermarkets are empty. And I would tell them, we'll go on rice for like 60 days at a time. And I was so grateful for the rice. And then my friends on the street, sometimes they didn't even have the rice. You know what I would do, my friend? I'll bring rice to them. And I haven't talked about this from the stage in a long time. And I'll bring them the rice. And I say, guys, come here. And then we will do a group. Like right now, Women's of the World, we're like a Navy SEAL team. I'm like the general with Coral, you know what I mean? And we're a Navy SEAL. We run sign by sign. There's nobody behind no one. We are Navy SEAL. It's about the unity above oneself. That's the place where this is not about Cora, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about all of us becoming one. What is above oneself, the transcendence peace, where we live every single day with intention. And I will bring my friends, I'll bring the rice to them, and then I'll have them eating the rice, and I will tell them, close your eyes and imagine a nice piece of steak salivating in your mouth, the filet mignon that the rich people restaurant right there. Imagine you being there with those rich people, you know, and we will eat it, and we will eat it. And I say, I will go above and beyond, because I always like to take it to another level, because I know every single one of us can take it to another level. Sometimes you just need somebody like Cora, like myself, to speak life into you, to remind yourself that greatness is in you. And I will tell my friends, whenever they have their eyes closed, so imagine this, a bunch of little kids, poor as hell, with incredibly crazy stories of parents being murdered, decapitated, you know, in prison, abused. But now we are eating, I'm speaking life into them, and I'm making them laugh, and I'm bringing them rice, because I would reframe it of me having just the rice, that I still someone else in the world had worse than me. So then I'll bring them rice, and they will salivate and think about the meat, and I say, imagine your favorite character now being right there with you, saying, I would learn how to make voices out of my favorite, most loving characters. And then I will broke my own character. So I learned how to do like Donald Duck. I learned how to sing like Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. And I learned how to sing like imitate my favorite musicians, so that I will break my own pattern instead of having to end in my own life. You know, I remember some days that I was selling, you know, bread on the streets with my friends, you know, and I've been teaching sales and marketing since I was a little kid. And I tell them, you know, you cannot be boring. You must be entertaining whenever you're out there. And you must do what no one else does. So write this thing down, ladies and gentlemen, every day. Do what nobody, see, you must do what others don't do, can't do, and will not think of doing. And when I would be out there as a little kid trying to sell the bread, now I'm over there. Imagine, you're a little kid and you have to sell this bread, and there's a bunch of other people there, because I will put myself in the environment. Think about, what is your avatar right now? What are the silent Q&As that your avatars are having right now? What is the negative perception that they are having right now about your top 10 competitors? See, that's the reason why I get called to speak and to talk to billionaires and help in a lot of mega brands. It's because I tell them, I don't have no filter. I tell them, get HR and the freaking manager out of the room. You know, if you're a celebrity, you have a manager and a lawyer, get them out. I don't want to see them. If I'm talking to a corporation, get the HR person out of here. Because I want to have a real talk, heart to heart. Because all the other BS, the playbook and all this bullshit, is not going to fix it. You need somebody to speak life into you when you don't see it. You need somebody to come out with a different perspective that has been through hell and back, that has built multiple million-dollar companies, that has lost multiple million-dollar companies, that has seen the devil in their eyes every single day for a long time, and remind himself that the days that break you are the days that make you. You know? And I will tell her, I remember to this day, man, I will sell the bread and I will do crazy stuff, you know, like before I sell the bread, I will go and I will do something like this. Exactly what I used to do. So imagine, you have a bicycle here, and then me, and now I'm on the bus stop, 6 o'clock in the morning, before they got on the buses to go to work. In Brazil, we didn't have cars back then. Cars was only for the very rich people. So people would get on the bus and they would take 2 buses to go to work in the big cities. So I will go there before they go to work, because I know they needed to eat. So we have this special breads, and then now I gotta get their attention, because everybody else trying to also sell them something else. And that was back in the 90s. Right now it's online. Everybody want to get your attention. So stay here with me, right? So then what I would do, okay, in order for me to get their attention, I have to be entertaining, I have to be excited, and I have to do what nobody else does. If I do that one thing to start, now I got them. So watch this. So I'll go, all right, I'll wait for them to get close, and I'll go, bread, bread, I got the best bread in town, ladies and gentlemen. You eat my bread and you're gonna feel amazing. You eat my bread and it doesn't matter what your husband say or what your boss say, you're still gonna have an amazing day. You eat this bread and you're gonna show up to blow up and you're gonna take massive action because you don't wake up with determination. You go to sleep with a satisfaction. And I will do that, Carl. I swear. And then they would, oh, what the heck? Who is this fat little boy, chubby, selling his bread? His bread. And now I would have all these people surround me like a circle, like I said earlier, right? Unity. And we were all there. And now we do the same thing. Eat this bread, close your eyes, and let me tell you, now I would entertain them. I would raise the bar. So now all my homies, they're like, what the heck? How can we compete with this guy? And I know, and I would tell them, look, the reason why I do what I do and I will keep pushing to the last breath of my life, it's because those little kids on the streets, we wish that somebody would come in and empower us. And I taught them how to sell, how to market, how to talk to people, how to go above and beyond and raise the bar. Not just sell them goods and services, but entertain them, give them a good time. And rest in peace, all my brothers, because a lot of them died. A lot of them were murdered. You know, but we made a promise with each other. And we said, whoever leaves the hood, you are going to make an impact. Whoever leaves the hood, we are going to master. We are going to read more books and magazines than anybody else. Every time that we met somebody successful, I don't care who they were. Oh, you started a business in selling meat, in cow, in clothing, in bicycles, whatever you sold. And if you were successful, I was going to ask them questions. How did you do it? How can you make it better? What is 3 things that you're going to do if you have to start it over? What would you avoid doing it? And I started journaling, Carl. I journaled that shit for decades. And I would journal. And I would say, one day, man, I'm going to go to Hollywood and I'm going to mentor those celebrities. I will mentor presidents. I will mentor athletes. I would mentor anybody with influence. I will tell them, I will mentor you for free. Give me a chance. Let me come in and speak life into you, your family, and your employees. And then the second time, you tell me how much am I worth. And I will come in and I will do it and over again. And I would just say that, you know, whatever you say, you become. And I made that. So whenever people ask me, Carlos, what wakes you up in the morning? In addition to the women that been of the world that I see the suffering, all the women that I mentor, and it's those little kids. Because I wanted my voice, just like Mulala Yousafzai say, right? He raises her voice so that others can see. I love that little girl. You know, she did something that nobody else does. Mother Teresa did something that nobody else does. All those women out there, yourself, you're bringing them together here. And like my daughter's favorite quote, you be the change that you want to see in others. You know what I mean? So that's what wakes me up in the mornings, because those little kids in Africa, in Brazil, in Mexico, I learned several languages. So now I help the ultra wealth make a lot of money, and I go back and I give back to society. I go to those villages and I talk to those little boys, and they show me their wish list, and they go, Uncle Carlos, here's my wish list for Christmas. And then on the top of the list, you know what it says? You know, a toothbrush. A toothbrush. And sometimes, you know, some of my rich friends, they go to a hotel and they forget the goddamn toothbrush and they complain. Oh, hell no. When I hear that shit, or when I hear some of my celebrity clients are ultra wealthy, I tell them, wait a minute. Do not make me call the Black Widow. I will call my mother. You do not have a problem. Do not make me take that card. I'm telling you, you know? So I'm telling you, it's another level, Carl. For me, this shit is not business. It's personal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Damn, I'm fired up. So great question. Tell me another one.
I even wrote a question, and now I'm like, I will ask it, but it's already, for me, you answered it. But what do you think? What gives you the right to proclaim that you are the expert in growing the businesses and impacting a lot of lives? basically what I've already seen. I answered my question, but maybe someone was late. There's a lot of people looking at the live. They didn't join us here, but they are looking at the live. So I also see the questions here. So if you want to ask something, then please do. I see also the live version. So what would you answer for that?
You know what I always say is an amazing question, by the way. You know what I always say is one of the favorite quotes. I actually wrote this very powerful book, and the name of the book is Work Like an Immigrant. It's a beautiful book, 5 stars. It sells around the world. Every dollar that goes into that book is like $14 on Amazon, and it goes to help kids. My dream is to eliminate hunger and make poverty history. You know what I mean? If your dream doesn't make you cry, it doesn't make you happy, the children doesn't fire you up, you got to make it bigger. You know what I mean? The whole thing, oh, your dream, what did they say? If your wife doesn't make you cry, it's not your wife. Now, hell no. It must to make you cry. It must to get the chills. It must to get you up in the bed. If I fly to your country, I fly around the world, and if I call you up and it's 4:30 in the morning, hey, let's hang out. Come in and take me up on the airport. Let's go help some kids. You know what I mean? It has to be like that. When you get up, like whenever I wake up in the morning, I have all these drivers. They're like, Carlos, if you ever come into the city, I'll pick you up. They'll call me because I'm going to speak life into them. I'm going to give them a strategy that's going to change their life, for them to make money, for them to have a better quality in their relationship. You know, people come to me for sales and marketing, but I talk to them about faith, relationship, health, all kinds of stuff that has nothing to do with make money. But they so appreciate. And to answer that question, Carl, it's like, do to others what you wish it was done to you, you know, and never take somebody to a place that you haven't been. You know, it pisses me off when I see people over there on social media trying to sell a course on teaching people on how to make money or grow a multi-million-dollar business, and they haven't built shit. You know what I mean? It drives me nuts. It drives me crazy. They have no credit, and they wonder why they're not making money. It's better for them to be real. Look, let's say you're starting now. Look, you fly into any town in the planet. Look, I'm new. Let's say, for example, you are a consultant or a coach. Let's say in sales and marketing, and you're good with social media. Then right now, people need to make money. You go, let's say you drop me anywhere in the planet, knowing what I know now, I would walk to that business, and I would say, hey, how's it going? My name is Carlos. I'm over here. I'm a new business owner in your town, and I'm actually helping. I want to introduce myself to all the local businesses. And I take a look at your website, and I also noticed that the traffic coming in, you know, is not as steady. You know, how's business going? I mean, what has been your biggest win in this past year, and what has been the challenges that you are having with your business, if you don't mind me asking? So now I would just start a conversation, right? And then I would tell them, look, typically, you know what I mean, at the previous city that I would charge a whole lot more, but because I'm new in this city and I'm just starting, you know, how about I start helping you for $50 or $100 a month based on the country, because some countries, 50 and 100 is a lot of money. So I want to start over here. Let's say if your bills are $1,000 a month, right now everybody's home, right? So you could still call local businesses. What I'm saying is, if I would fly in it, but it could work the same way if we need to call a business. I will call a local business. I will tell them, look, I am new. I'm a new coach, new consultant in the city. I'm calling to introduce myself. How's business for you? I understand that most businesses are losing. I would love to add value to your business. If I can bring you a few clients, would you consider paying me $50 or $100 a month to help you with your social media, to help you drive traffic? And then if you see traffic coming in, there's other ways that we can talk about that you can spend, you know, $5, $10 a day, that we can test it, different types of ads to try to drive more traffic to your business. Would you be willing to pay for that ad so we can do that as well? You know, so I would teach them organic ways to do it without spending money, and I would teach them ways to spend money and do it. But I'll keep it real. If I'm new, I'm moving to the city, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So I asked myself, because when I was a little kid, I would ask people, what would you do if you had to start it over? You know, I'll be on the phone all day. You know, like let's say if you don't have that many people on your cell phone, you move into a brand new town. You go on Facebook, it's a bunch of groups. You hit this right here, ladies and gentlemen. You can literally make a video call, and you can, don't just call or text. You make a video call. You know, let's say if you want to connect with like a celebrity or somebody to give you a shout for your book or for your brand or for whatever. And then, you know, some of these celebrities, let me tell you guys something. very wealthy people, a lot of my friends, successful people have time. So they are on their phones. They are on social media. This is a little hack over here for you guys. Successful, very wealthy people has time. People that don't have time are the people that are all over the place. I like to call split focus. I want you guys to find the one thing that you love. Find that thing. What is your superpowers? Find that one thing and now go do the research on the internet. That's plenty information for free on how can you break into that industry. And as you're learning the strategies and you want to get a hold of businesses and people that you want to service them, now you get your phone and you do a video call on Facebook, on Instagram, and you do a video message. You know, you follow them, you like their post, you send a beautiful message. Hey, I noticed that you had this amazing vlog or blog on Instagram or on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And then you give them a compliment and you say something, a genuine compliment. And then you follow them on IG or Facebook, and now you do a video call. Oh my God, the video that you did was amazing. It transformed my life, and it was just awesome. I bet you tell me, you get messages like this all the time, and I bet you say no, you never reply back to them, or you maybe perhaps you do. But here's what, I'm not the type of person that's gonna take no for the answer because I took thousands of no's. You know, so if they say no, and then you have a little button, I will have a button on that video. This is real talk, guys. This shit works. Then I will tell, they told me no my entire life, Mr. Celebrity, Mr. President, whoever you want to talk to. This works for everybody. I want to teach you the highest one. So this way, it's not like, oh, I wish I would know a celebrity, or I wish I would know somebody. No, it's not that hard to meet them. Trust me. They love people that hustle and grind and keep it real and are honest. You tell them, I'm a new business. I'm just starting my Instagram. I would love if you could like one of my posts or comment or give me a shout. You know, my business is this, and that. And I give a percentage to help kids. I want to eliminate poverty. I want to make hunger history. Whatever is your thing, right? And then you use objects in your hand like the no button. You know, you might say no, but you know, if they tell me no, I say next. If they say no, I say next. You know, and let's say that person is a very loving person. And you know, you are such an amazing, loving person, and I'm gonna show up here and give you some love. And let's say if they are a goddamn rapper, then you get a little money sign, and then you put it, you know, you're a rapper, and then they have gold rings, you know, gold coins, and I'm like, yeah, they never, you feel like Tupac, I'm getting high with my 45, they never take your life. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You get creative. You use an object. It doesn't matter what the object is, but I want to give you guys something tangible so that you guys can walk out of here and go do it. You know, because I wish in times like this, somebody taught me those things. Like I will tell you guys over here, a couple of multi-million-dollar strategies. But I want you guys to do it. I don't want this to be motivational. That's why I combine education and entertaining. You know, because when it's motivation, it's crap. Motivation is bullshit. You know what I mean? Here, I'll even drop the mic with that one. But here's the deal. I wanted this to be inspirational. I wanted to inspire you to be embedded in your nervous system, in your soul. So when you wake up in the morning, you're not going to wake up with determination. You're going to go to sleep with satisfaction because you did listen to me and to call and you take massive action. And you go over there and you start calling every little customer, little, medium, big, that you have helped. Don't discard anybody. And you tell them, you're going to ask them this is a multi-million-dollar strategy. It's one of a bunch of them that I help people around the world. And here's the question. You're going to call them and you're going to say, hey, Mr. Customer, I really appreciate your business as a value customer. I'm actually doing a survey for my company. And could you do me a favor and answer this powerful question? Where in the heart of hearts, where in the heart of hearts did you decide emotionally and financially to spend money and to invest in my business, to invest in myself? Let's say if you are a coach, a consultant, a speaker, you call the promoter. Let's say if I would call Coral Liddick, she's the promoter of this event and put this amazing event together. I ask promoters that question and I get called to speak all the time because I ask them questions before I go to speak and after. And they love that because I also promote those events as well on my social media and I give them shouts. We collaborate. You see, you have to do more than anyone else, ladies and gentlemen. Even if they don't ask, you just do it. And if they ask for something, you go above and beyond. But stay here with me. So where in the heart of hearts, did you, Mr. Clients, decided emotionally and financially to spend time in my business, to buy my product, to buy my book, to buy whatever? Think about it. If you'll be able to pinpoint it to the millisecond, the answer to that question, now you know exactly what to use in your marketing, in your strategies, and that will save you. Literally right now, I'm saving you guys millions of dollars over here right now in copywriting and all this other bullshit that people are trying to sell a course out there for $1,000 to $10,000. So don't do it. Run. People are selling those stupid courses. You run away big time. Just listen to me on Instagram at Carlos Inspire. You'll learn more than people charge $100,000 in masterminds. I teach for free all kinds of stuff. Because if you know, like I tell people, if you are so good at it, don't tell me what to do. Show it to me. That's why I'm not talking about all the accolades that I have. I want to show it to you, because when you show and you don't tell, you just took it to a whole nother level. Because like you guys can see, I deeply is embedded in my system. I'm here to serve you, not to sell you. And when you apply that mentality, you don't have to pitch. People will sell themselves to work with you. You learn how to flip the sales process. It's another level. People say, oh, people buy 1 out of 5. No, you just don't know how to sell. You don't know how to close it. You know, you have enough practice. You don't get on the phone every day and you call people and you do video calls and you go for the no. And you already know, you go for the no. How many no's are you willing to go for today so that you can land one business that needs help right now? Maybe take a look at their social media. Take a look, I'm always offering free audits. I own a consulting firm that does 10 figures, not 10 figures. I wish that does 8 figures. I own a social media agency. I have all these companies and I'm always, offering people free stuff. But you see, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. How many no's are you willing to go for so that you can get a yes? Most people, they quit after 10 no's, after 100 no's. I kept it going. If I wouldn't, I would be a criminal. I would be dead in Brazil, just like my friends. My mother and I would still be abused for a long time. My grandma, all the kids that I helped, over the years and the decades, all the women that I helped mentor over the years, to step the game up and then don't listen to them and drop that piece of shit, that beat husband that were abusing them or, not taking care of them how they should have been treated. None of that would happen if I would not go for the no. So how many no's are you willing to go for it? And I challenge you, go for it. Find that drive inside of you. Why you do what you do. You know what I mean? If you could pay it forward, what would you do? And when you have a chance to go live and speak in somebody's stages, I speak in stages around the world. Yeah, whether it's 10 people or 10,000 people. And I don't go there with the intent to sell anything. And I told them from the beginning, I'm here to serve you, not to pitch you. Automatically, when you do that and you bring that mentality, I'm over here sweating, I'm fired up. But when you bring that intensity, everything that you do, now you're not holding back. Because the moment that you do it, you go in that call, or you go in that stage, or you go on the live with the intent to sell, or if you see, it's 10,000 people, if I get 2%, oh my God, there'll be 200, or whatever the number is. But how about if it's 10,000 people or 10 people, and you go with the intent, how can I serve every single person here? How can I deliver 150% of value, give them something tangible, give them strategies that they can apply right now, today, and go make some money this week? I don't want you guys to go make money out a month or 2 months from now. I know people need to make money. Today's the second. People are already behind on their rent. You know what I mean? Do to others what you wish it was done to you. That was the second greatest advice that I ever got in my entire life from my grandma. Treat everybody like you would treat your grandma, son. I know you're never going to hold back on your grandma. It's very unlikely that you don't like your grandma. That must be a bad grandma, So, so you do that alone, and you remind yourself that you're already born as a winner. Yeah. You won the first race of your life. Think about it. If you think I'm lying, it was 300 million of us, 300 million sperms when we were born. How did you were conceived? You fight against 300 million. Against years and years and millions of years of evolution. And guess what? You are the one. You were born with greatness within you. You won the first race. Don't let nobody take that greatness from you. Society, TV, the news, all this bullshit that is implanted on us as children, that shit will torment you for a long time. Master the greatness that's within already you. Master how to tune out the critics, no more. And master how to tune out the biggest one of all, how to tune in that biggest one, which is ourselves. But then when you look yourself in the mirror, you remind yourself, you are not the person that you are looking in the mirror. Who you were yesterday, who you were today, and who you're gonna be tomorrow are three different people. And for all my woman friends who've been abused, who have somebody taken from you, who have somebody murdered in front of you, who have somebody cheated on you and take the money and haven't paid the child support, I've been there. I have a lot of women that I know that have been there. They have the entire village burned down and they see their parents die, being burned alive and decapitated. But what I always say to them, and what I always say to all my friends around the world, the days that breaks us are the days that makes us. If you can just take one thing from this call, take that. Take that. Say it again, Carlos. Say it again, because somebody needed to hear that today. The days that break us are the days that makes us. Never, never let that greatness, the light, that fire, turn it off. Put your phones down right now. Think it for a minute. If you put your phone down and you look around, is the people around you that you are listening to, are they adding log to your bonfire so it grows and it fires you up? Or are they pissing on it? Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to keep it real. The time is now. And you take whatever you learn here from me about the strategies, you know what I mean? Whatever I talk about it, take this, go back, listen to this again, take notes, apply it. Ask yourself, you're having a hard time to getting, the clients away from your competitors? Ask yourself this simple question. What is the negative perception that those clients have right now about my top 10 competitors? What are my top 10 competitors failing to answer right now? I can tell you right now, a lot of the competition over there right now, see, I don't have a competition because you see, you make a declaration and you become the go-to person in your industry. The reason why I became known as the highest paid of coaches and consultants and all the stuff that people say, they call me, oh, billionaire, secret weapon, all this crazy stuff. None of that matters. It doesn't matter what I've done it. See, success is not hard to get. The hardest part, once you get it, how do you become? Who do you act? People thinking that the person that you become when you're achieving your dreams, you see, like a lot of people, they thinking, oh, if I achieve this dream, I'm gonna be happy. No, I help people achieve dreams, for thousands of people over my lifetime. But it's the person that you become. That's no price you can put on that. No price ever. That person that you become every day right now, let's say you only have a little bit of food, you don't have toilet paper, you don't have none of that shit, but if you still can, just pause and you can pray, you know what I mean? You can make your day. You know what I mean? You gotta be happy right now in this moment, And if you can just do that every day, you remind yourself that somebody else has worse. Another sister and mother and aunt and neighbor, another woman out there has worse than me. And you keep, just showing some love to yourself. Be silly in front of the mirror. Say what you feel like it. Don't hold back. Think about it. Oh my God, I'm just fired up.
You
have great questions.
I wrote so many questions, and you have been answering by yourself all the questions. But one, if you would be able to go 30 years forward in the future, what would be the advice to yourself? What you would be giving now?
You know what I would say? It's a beautiful and powerful question. I would say something that my grandma used to say to me. Whenever we were after, my grandfather would come home drunk at night. And it was terror. He would abuse us. And he was drunk and he would throw things at us, and it was chaos. I remember, with the belt and, I had my body all marked, everywhere. And then my grandma and I would manage to go in one of the rooms, and then we'll close the door, and then I would push the furniture against the door. I was young, 7, 8 years old, and that shit went on for years and years and years. And I would lay on the floor below her hammock. We didn't have some fancy beds and stuff. I was sleeping on a hammock on the floor, whatever it takes. And what she would say? It's better to laugh instead of crying. She would say in Portuguese, é melhor sorrir do que chorar. And she would say, son, greatness is within you. Keep dreaming bigger than what you've ever been. Keep showing up as who you are. Don't be afraid, you know what I mean, don't try to please nobody. You know, you only have to please two people on the planet. It's God and yourself. I don't care what you believe, but I believe that's a higher force out there. I believe there is something that's an energy. What is the definition of faith? It's being able to see something even though you don't know it's there, but you know it. You know, and my grandma would speak, and that's exactly what I would keep telling myself, what I tell myself every day. My 90, 80-year-old self, I'm almost 40 now, you come back to me, I'll be like, just brother, keep going. Keep dreaming bigger. Keep challenging those presidents, those celebrities, those people in the hood, everybody that you have this ability, you have this charisma. If I don't use it, this power, this energy, this gift that God has given to me, we all have a gift. You know, if we don't use it, we will lose it. I refuse to go to the grave without living anything, without holding, by holding back. You know what I mean? And if I would hold back here on this stage, which, guys, online is your stage, like right now. It could be tens of moments, thousands of moments. You don't know, but don't hold back. Don't, because if you do, you bring yourself setback. That's what I'll keep telling myself, not to hold back, to keep speaking life into others, to use that beautiful gift that your grandma gave it to you, that speak, the ability to recognize greatness in people and is speaking into existence, and is speaking, and going for the no. And when they say no and you say next, and reminding yourself that the days that break you are the days that make you, and keep reminding yourself and preaching that life is about contribution, not acquisition. It's about the mission, not the commission. Say it again, brother. It's about the mission, not the commission. And to live every single day with intention. That's what I would say to that son of a gun.
Beautiful. I love your passion. I love your fire. But I wanted to thank you because you've been very vulnerable today. You have shared something which is so intimate, so like, I can't. I was like, oh my God, I can't start to cry. So
that happens all the time, because I never use a script. I just go, and sometimes people cry, they laugh, they get excited. I don't know. I always, before I go live or before I speak, I always say, Holy Spirit, guide me, and I just go, and I just go and I go and I go, and I'm good at, like, I have this intuition about what people need to hear. You know what I mean, today. And then, and I just go, like, I say, sometimes I even listen to myself after I do those live. I was like, damn, that was good.
That was good one.
I was like, and I go, somebody needs to hear that to them. Like, yep, you needed to hear that too. And because, you see, we got to keep it real. See, people like us, Carl, we know we're very successful. We've done everything. But it's like I tell people, I don't have to do this. I want to do this. And that's the difference. Whenever people, sometimes I have those crazy calls, like other consultants, they get fired for a project. And then whether it's a celebrity or it's a big corporation, they will call me pissed off. Oh, I got fired and I said that they hire you. You must be doing something that, you're not showing up. Sometimes we get too comfortable and we forget where we come from. Guess what? You know what I mean? People are aiming. If you're on the top, they are aiming for you. They are coming. That's why I say, make yourself a category of one. Separate yourself from the pack. Ain't no second places. Make the declaration. Tell me, I'm going to be the greatest person in this one thing, in the entire planet. And you just strive every single day. I always say, I'm going to become the greatest speaker of all time. I'm going to be the greatest mentor, the greatest husband, the greatest father. And you just do it. Like I was telling Coro here earlier that you guys probably didn't quote it because I don't think it was live yet, about I have a daughter that has a disease that's not a cure for it. She's like 80%. I spent millions of dollars, went to so many doctors. I told this story to Tony Robbins one time. The guy cried. It was a crazy story. I wish I had time to tell you guys about so many stories and so many things it's just crazy shit. But when you make a declaration that you're just gonna make it personal, and it's not business, nothing can stop you, ladies and gentlemen, other than yourself. The only limits that exist is the shit and the crap that we feed into ourselves. And sometimes all we gotta do is just pause, just drink some water, just, give yourself the red card, not the red. And
we will open the microphone for the questions. We have two questions here. Now that everyone is at home for at least the next 30 days, what specific innovative ideas you can share to improve family unity and growth? The type of ideas that will give you the great chills.
Okay, is that question on the chat? I want to read it.
Yeah, it's here in the chat. And then there's another one. What innovative ideas you can share to be inspirational to employees from a distance now that everybody is working from home?
Family unity and growth. Oh, I love that. I love that. So you see, I'm like a big kid. I might be 40, but I'm like a kid, so here's something that we do a lot, every time, and this we used to do even before the coronavirus, right? I homeschool my daughter, my wife and I. And whenever I travel, she's always with us. So my daughter, she's 8 now. And imagine Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Stephen Covey, Napoleon Hill, Jesus Christ, and me in an 8-year-old body. It's like my 8-year-old daughter. She speaks about bullying and mental toughness. She doesn't want to see no kids in the world to be bullied, and she wanted them to be strong. So she says, it's funny. She goes on the stage, either 10 people or thousands of people. She go, guys, you must do it, even though you don't feel like it. She do it since she was like 5. The cutest thing ever. But we have all these rituals in the morning. So I block times. Everything, I'm very, organized. I'm very, something that I apply a lot is becoming focus oriented, focus, determined, and oriented towards an outcome. And I have relationship goals, I have business goals, I have goals with my children, and I have all this, I have faith goals. I'm crazy. Like I have a eulogy that I review my eulogy every quarter. And then I even have the words, what would I want people to read during my eulogy? And I constantly review to making sure that I am in touch with my family so that we can have this unity, this growth. And that's going to actually, beautiful question, by the way. Whoever answered that question, just ask beautiful question. So we have these rituals that in the morning, right? Morning, breakfast, and lunch, we do a round table and we ask ourselves a couple of questions. I talk about this actually in my book too. And the question is, tell me 3 things you are grateful for. And then everybody has to answer on the table. And then I feel sorry for my grandfather, man. He has 12 kids, 1 passed, and there's a big family, and they're all giants like me. I'm 6'5", 330 pounds. So my uncles and my cousins, they're beautiful. Some of my cousins are like models, but they're giants. Men will see them, they're like scared of them, So we go, that's the first question. So if you have a big family, still do it. Just eat slow. I eat fast sometimes, and I get heartburn, and my wife, she gives me all the time. I'm getting better. And then the second question is, tell me, 3 things that you would do to break your pattern if something goes against your expectation. So now you have to literally pause, because what happened is, repetition is the mother of all skills. So whenever we get pissed off right at work, whenever we leave the breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or the other activities that we do at home, now oh shit, this shit happened. Oh, hold on. Imagine you have your grandmother or your 8-year-old or your wife. Hey, remember what you preach. What would you do to break your pattern? Maybe you have a trampoline at home. You buy an Amazon for $20 and you just jump for like 2 minutes. Physiology. See, I talked to a lot of people that were suicidal in the past, and I helped them. I would love to do that stuff for free, and I would talk to soldiers and a bunch of people, and I will help them, rewire some of that stuff. And you cannot be suicidal or angry if you are jumping and praying. You go, Father God, it's my day. Or you are dancing, or you're going, Ave Maria. You can't. There's no way in hell. Or you go, hallelujah. The hallelujah song, I forgot how to sing it. But or you sing your favorite song, TNT. It's dynamite. TNT. It's gonna be. Even if it's a sad song, wish you were here and for help. But you move, right? Physiology, and you engaging, right? No way you'll be able to overpower those thoughts. So then it's a beautiful question, guys, to have rituals. I have all these anchors, like in my ring. I'm married almost 15 years now to my loving wife. She's Mexican, Italian, American. I call her triple threat. It's danger. I don't know how I'm still, but you see, behind a great man is even a more powerful woman. I thank her every day to be home and to help me with my daughter and to be so supportive and always empowering me. I'm involved in so many projects, and it's crazy sometimes. I have all these companies and all these employees, and I have all these clients to mentor and helping them grow. It's a lot of responsibility. You know, I always tell people, be careful what you wish for, because for real, new levels, new devils. The higher that you grow, the higher that you're gonna have to master how to tune in that critic within and with sound and learn how to confront the devil. Real talk, guys. And then the third question, to stay with it, Carlos, I tend to go to places, you know, but somebody probably needed to hear that, you know. And the third question that we would ask in the table is, tell me 3 things that is going to help you advance in life faster so that you can achieve your goals and your dreams. So 3 things that you're gonna do daily, that's a must. This is what it comes, this is what the rubber meets the meat. It's not a should, right? Because we know we should all over ourselves. you know, this is a must, guys. I have this hashtag that called must mode. you know, and hashtag must mode. So basically, what are your musts? Maybe you have a few shoulds that we know we should go exercise. We know we should spend time with your wife. We know men's, if there's any men listening, you know that we're supposed to listen. you know, and don't try to solve it. Just listen. Trust me. you know, and so, so those are some of the rituals, and that's on breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And here's a few more rituals that we do. We play games. We like to play board games, and I'm old school. I go back to the 80s and the 90s and the 70s. So we play dominoes. We like to play cards. We do karaoke nights. We do martial arts. Oh, guys, martial arts, highly recommended. Martial arts and also dancing or interactive dancing. You go a Zoom, right, with some of your friends. Let's say couples night. I would go to like a college, and I would enroll myself and my wife into a dancing at a college. So now what we do, you do Zoom nights where you guys actually have other couples and you guys dance, and it's on Zoom. You guys sing your favorite songs, whatever that group likes, salsa, whatever, tango. I cannot do tango for shit, I like salsa suavemente, I like so all those things, right? But martial art is actually one of my favorites because now you can interact with your kids and with your spouse. You can learn. I'm a big believer of empowering, teaching women self-defense so that you cannot be abused. I mean, I have my purposes behind it because I see so many women being abused, and I don't want that to happen to no women and no kids. So that's why I love teaching kids and promoting kids and women, and I don't have a martial art gym. So, but learn it and then do it with your kids. Look at YouTube videos, and then, they have that thing that what they call Bob that you can buy, but don't buy it. It's expensive. It's like $200-300. I know right now people don't have money to spend. So, but find something that you can pound it at home, like doing the wall on the tree in the backyard. Like whenever I used to prepare for fire, I used to fight when I was a kid, for food. And you use the tree. Because whenever let's say if you are pissed at your husband and you go to the tree where you find a little bag or something to pound it, get the bag of rice, and you go, you bastard. Oh yeah, when you say that to me, you piece of shit, you scumbag, and you pound it. And that helps you release some of that shit. You have the anxiety built in for not being able to go out and eat and all the things that sometimes we take it for granted. Let's be honest here. Sometimes a lot of the stuff that we used to do in the past, going for the coffee at Starbucks, sometimes we met in the line waiting, because the coffee, and versus, just start a conversation with the person in the line, or going to the restaurant with our families, and then we're on our phones, so we have rituals. When we're on the table, I have my Italian hats. And here's what I do. I grab the hat, everybody phones and iPads in the hat. Then put it away. Go charge it. If you cannot be without it, put the phone to charge in a separate room where you are not looking when you go to sleep, when you are having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so you don't become because this shit is addictive. You know what I mean? Totally addictive. I have so many rituals that, that I do to break it away, because I do this for business, but, it's very easy to be addicted to this thing. So, so martial arts, dancing, groups, Zoom interactions, so those are some of the things that we do. And I tell all my friends, all my clients, and everybody to do it, and they work wonders. Because now you have those rituals that you can break it away. Let's say you are working. Let's say if you are making calls and sales, right, on the phone. A lot of people now, they're working from home. So you solve it for 2-3 hours. Don't go more than 2. Take a break for 10-15 minutes. and go do one of those activities. Go play card or dominoes, or go dance with your spouse or with your children. Go do a little bit of martial art. Give yourself the 15-minute break. I guarantee you guys, when you do go back to work, you're gonna be so much more empowered. You're gonna be so much more fired up, you know, because now you're gonna be able to reset it. You're doing something complete opposite from that very strength activity, especially if you're selling and you're marketing and you're getting no's. You already know, right? You say no, you say next. You know, so hopefully that helps. You know, and let me know too. Write it to me on Instagram at Carlos Inspire. Just go there and say, Carlos, I applied it. You know, send me a photo, you and your family, or a video, you guys doing it. I respond. It's not I have a bunch of VAs that work for me, but I normally go there. Like I say, guys, successful people have time, you know? So I always, I respond personally to my Facebook and Instagram, and then LinkedIn as much as I can. Sometimes it takes me a few days. Sometimes it takes me a week. Sometimes it takes me a couple of hours. Sometimes if I happen to be there, I'll do it, you know? But just literally, send it to me. I love hearing success stories, people that apply my advice, whether it's for their family, their faith, their business, their relationship, their health, even though I'm chubby, you know. So, yeah, great question.
So let's do a challenge. Whoever now is looking at this video and will send us a photo or a video to your profile in Instagram, I will personally buy your book and the person will win the book. So if you want Carlos's book, then dance, do whatever those activities that Carlos just invited us to do.
Hey guys, you know, and a lot of those things
that we're going to give you.
A lot of those things is actually in the book. Work Like an Immigrant. And here's the greatest thing. All the money for the book, it goes towards causes to help kids eliminate hunger. You see, I'm more about the starting initiatives around the world because, see, here's the thing. You know, back in the day, I used to see all these problems with, like, whenever they have the epidemic in Canada with the cows, then they have the epidemic 10 years ago in China with the pigs. So what I did, I purchased a bunch of land in Brazil, and I started getting a bunch of animals, and I plant a bunch of, like, fruits and rice and beans. So now I have all this, you know, a huge production in Brazil because I'm a visionary. I see things happening before they happen. So now I have, you know, a lot of the mayors and a lot of the supermarkets in Brazil reaching out to my farm, wanted to buy everything. And I say, no. We're going to sell 5 times more to the rich people. They're going to pay 5 times the price. And then we're going to give it for free for the families that are not making money. They cannot afford because they're not working right now. So you see, I'm like, I do things very different. And then I challenge my employees in the farm to travel within 100 miles from my farm and challenging the other farmers, because you can never forget what you come from. And now I'm doing the same thing to all the speakers and the consultants and the coaches of the world. I tell them, guys, this is not the time to be selling our high-end programs and courses, none of that crap. Now is the time. You already have all this money. You proclaim it that you have all this. So why not empower and teach people your best strategies for free for the next 30 days so that they can go out there, make money, live a better quality of life, have a better quality of their relationships, you know, become a better leader, become better at working from home and how to manage, you know, all the rituals of being confined for so long. You know, I can tell them, oh, you talk about that you are this great and you have all this cash and this Ferraris and this airplane. So, okay, why don't you take that time to show up in events like this, you know, with my friend Carl, and give your best? Why not go live every day on your Facebook and your Instagram? Do you know that if you guys go live on Instagram, that's a feature that you can interview another person. And if you do that every day, it will open the algorithm that it brings a lot of more viewers than the actual followers that you have. You know what I mean? The algorithm is open. That's why they shut that down on Facebook. You notice you're not able to do that on Facebook anymore. You can only do that on Instagram. But Facebook owns Instagram. Put 1 and 1 together. Instagram is spending $1 billion in a budget. Trust me, I live in Silicon Valley. I know a lot of this stuff that a lot of people don't know. And I talk about it for free. You know, because, you know, if I don't talk about it, what if I die? I'll be in the deathbed. Carlos, why did you hold back? Why didn't you say it? You know, hell no. I ain't going to bed to regrets. But you guys do it, ladies and gentlemen. You guys do it. And here's another thing. You know, I've been also talking a lot lately. One of my best friends, he's been helping women for years. He's a very dear friend of mine. He lives in Hollywood. He's like known as the billionaire's advisor. And I was talking to him the other day, Hey, it's a great hack, by the way, guys. Whenever you meet somebody successful, ask them, hey, who's the highest person that you know within your network that you could introduce it to me? That knows about this particular product, topic. You know how much they like you if they introduce you, So I'll probably have a lot of people mad right now. But look, you asked that question, and I did, right? And and then he introduced me to a billionaire, one of his mentors, that happens to mentor a bunch of big names like Trump and Robbins and Cardone and Muhammad Ali, Stephen Covey, all the legends. Whether you like these people or not, stop fighting about politics and religion. Like I say, what I said earlier, let's become one. Let's put our indifferences to the side, become one, right? Is above oneself. That means it doesn't matter what we believe or where we come from. We one, ladies and gentlemen. From that place, we can solve all the problems in the planet. That's how complicated it is. It sounds easy, but it's very complicated to put it on the side, religious and political belief. But I pray to God every day, and I'll keep getting better as a speaker, as a mentor, to bring leaders together, to start thinking that way so that we can solve these problems. But I was talking to this guy, right, Carl? And I was like, how come nobody's teaching, all the women of the world and people in need, how to invest like the billionaires? Because people, they don't know. You know that's ways that you can actually invest like Walt Disney does, without having Walt Disney money. People didn't know. You can actually have put it $20 aside a week or $50 or $100, something so small, and then your money grows tax-free. You can take the money tax-free. If the economy crashes and you don't lose money, think about it. I've been studying the patterns of the richest for a long time. And their money they don't lose money when the economy crashes it. They actually make money. They make so much money. Think about it. They go and they buy more businesses. A lot of big companies were formed during depression and recession times. It's crazy. And, they don't lose money. Their money goes tax-free. They don't pay taxes, or they pay very little, And you ask, how the heck nobody's teaching people this shit? Why only 1% controls the 99% of the wealth? And I asked this question for a long time. And guess what, guys? You know me, I'm crazy, right? I just don't need the Prozac. And like my brother, Steve Jobs, rest in peace, my brother, rest in peace. What did he always say? Call me crazy all day. The crazy ones that people call crazy, we are the ones that are changing the world one day at a time. So stay at it, Carlos. Stay with it. But think about it. So then I'm on this journey now to okay, how can I challenge everybody? Okay, guys, let's learn about those things. Let's empower people. If you're great with mindset, teach them mindset, and then teach them about wealth. Because people come to you guys already with one thing. They come to me for consulting, but I always teach them about health, about investing, about money, about faith, about family. So you teach them. Take one more thing and find ways that you can now make some money. And whenever you deal with money and you educate people about money, it's a very profitable environment. You make thousands of dollars per clients, and you don't have to charge them to teach them those things. So then I had this brilliant idea. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start doing Zooms every other week, and I'm going to bring a very wealthy friend of mine to teach those strategies. So for everybody that's been here, we're going to do one. But here's what we're going to do. Since we're giving away free books, we're going to start giving away free stuff here. We're going to put a link. I'm going to send you that link, Carl, for a private Zoom, just like this. We're going to go private because we want to see who's going to show up there. And then I'm going to invite one of my dear friends, the billionaires 1% advisor. And then they call me the billionaire secret weapon. So now we're going to imagine we're both going to collide. And we're going to bring in and drop massive value because he happens to mentor so many women around the world for free. And he showed them how to make money from home, teaching people about wealth and those strategies that nobody else is teaching for free. And then when our people get educated and they see what the wealthy are doing, they ask, oh, how can I do that too? And then they do those things and they make money. They make commission from it. So, I know that you have a lot of women here that follow you. So I'll invite that friend of mine, and him and I would do a 1-hour Zoom teaching them how can they learn those strategies and how can they, also apply that in their business. If they need help making some money, we will empower them how to make money without paying for a course, without paying for mentorship. We teach them for free, because I'm all about raising the bar, raising the standard, right? Do to others what you wish was done to you. And then this message, if you are an influencer out there watching me, do the same thing. Keep pushing it. If you're making money, you're successful. Show me, don't tell me. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So let's wrap it up. As you see, Carlos has so much fire, so much passion to help you. So if you are in a situation today that you don't know what to do with your life, you have lost the sight for future, then you don't have any excuse now. We're offering you the golden opportunity to be in that one call which can change your life. So if you don't take that, then there's only one person to blame, and that is you for not taking the massive action. This link is going to be shared in our website, which is How to Dominate the Decade. So go there and you will see the link in as soon as Carlos is going to send it to me. So hopefully
I will send it to you.
in an hour.
Give me like an hour. Done deal. I'll send it to you within the next hour after we hang up.
Exactly. So look it up. We will put some notes also on Coral Desk, so you can find it whether in Coral Desk or whether if you want to be in direct contact with Carlos, go to the Dominate the Decade webpage, or obviously in his Instagram. But if you go to his Instagram, please add a tag or hashtag Dominate the Decade, so he also knows and can understand that you're coming for this group. Thank you very much.
And I want you guys to follow Carol on the challenge with the videos and everything, so that she can get you guys the book. I'm telling you, we're gonna double down on that.
Exactly. So we will put more instructions how to do, what to do, everything on Coral Desk, and also how to dominate the decade. So you can follow the instructions and you know exactly how to get the book, how to get to this million, billion, trillion club, and then we will be waiting for you there. So again, please share this link, please comment, please ask questions, and please ask for help. You are not alone. We are here to support you. There's a lot of people that are ready to support you. Just need to raise your hand. And if you're listening and now you want to help, so also get in contact with me, with Carlos, say how I can help. We're here. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching us. Carlos, I'm speechless. Like, really, you made my life very easy. I think I spoke like 10 seconds. So I absolutely love it. So thank you,
my friend. Don't change. Just keep being who you are. Keep bringing people together. Let's keep spreading the love. You know what I mean? You're just like me, and so many people watching us over here. You know, if you have keep spreading that gift, you know, the ability to see greatness in others and speak it into existence. And never forget, right, that life is about the acquisition. Hold on, am I changing the shit now? Life is about contribution, not acquisition. Let's make every day count, ladies and gentlemen, and live every day with intention.
Exactly. Lots of love, and see you tomorrow. In Spanish, we start in 58 minutes. So, but with English talk, we will continue tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bye-bye.